Well, hello, everyone, and welcome here to Manchester. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you, getting set for the 2025 NHIAA Baseball Division IV State Championship game between the Woodsville Engineers and the Epping Blue Devils. This one postponed about 24 hours. We had some rainy weather in the area yesterday, but sun is out. It's about 60 degrees or so, and we are ready to cook. Two good teams with two aces battling it out on the hill. We'll set the lineups in just a moment, but also both programs seeking to make a little bit of history as well. Epping, the top overall seed, just one loss during the regular season, a 15-1 record. It's their first trip to the state final since they won it all back in 1992. For Woodsville, a little bit of a Cinderella run, the number 6 seed in the tournament. After an 11-5 regular season, they got hot at the right time, and they returned to this spot for the first time since 1977, 48 years ago. So it's been a while for both of these teams, and something has to give here, Steve, in the final game of the season.
Well, when you got two great pitchers coming in, that's just such a big factor at any level of baseball. But when you look at it in high school, and if they can dominate this game early, we saw 3 games yesterday that all were basically, within striking distance for 7 innings. You get two good pitchers that they are. I was listening to Dave Haley on Sports Page the other day, and he was just heralding Epping's pitching staff. Thought he did was really high on them. This is going to be a good matchup. When you get to the Division IV, it's about depth sometimes, because when you have a smaller staff, tend to have a lot more underclassmen. How's that going to stack up in this game? We'll see as we get out the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning. But looking forward to a good one, and the weather is going to be sunny and perfect to be playing.
Continuing to file in. Quite a trek for the Woodsville fans, but they are here and they are excited. Epping, a little bit of a shorter drive, but nonetheless, the Blue Devil faithful wearing their blue and white in the crowd. Nathan Gallant will take the hill for Epping. Yeah. It's Landon Kinsbury on the other side for Woodsville. And, well, those guys have really carried the load, not just in this tournament, but throughout the regular season.
Yeah, well. And when you're in Division IV, you're not every year, or it's unlikely that you're going to have more than 2 starters. And a lot of times there's a distance between the 1 and 2, so they have to carry a tremendous load. And there's an advantage to that as a pitcher that's looking for college bound, that you get a lot of tape, you get a lot of opportunity to get out there and show your stuff. But this particular group here looks to me, when you look across the board and you look at the rosters, looks to me like they've got more depth than typical Division IV teams do. We'll see that in action now. One other, looks like we're going to have the national anthem.
Let's turn our attention down to the field.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, there it is, the national anthem setting the stage here at Delta Dental Stadium in Manchester. We are live, home of the Fisher Cats, in the big stage here for this Division IV state championship game. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Steve, before we get going, a couple keys both ways.
I mean, there's never a game when you're playing at the Division IV level. In the first 3 or 4 batters in the order, you're probably going to be facing your peers. But when you start, getting down into the second half of the order, or the back end of the order, it gives an advantage. I think a huge advantage is going to be who has the better, second half of the batting order. I think that's going to be. We're going to see coaching decisions in these games. We saw it yesterday. I thought the coaching yesterday in all 3 games was essentially flawless. It did a great job. That always factors in. But at the end of the day, it's going to be putting together the small ball that advances base runners, that lays down successful bunts, and the execution level whatever team puts that out the best, I think will win today. Other than just one dominating pitcher that just eats up the whole lineup.
Yeah. Nathan Gallant getting warm, the big right-hander. Going to continue his baseball career next year at the NCAA level at New England College, so staying local. His battery mate, Nolan Schmall. And we might as well set the defense while we're at it. The sophomore Benjamin Follansby is over at first. Grayson Davis at second. Seth LeCoultre in the hot corner at third. Shortstop is Logan Abbott. Left to right in the outfield, Dominic Elwell, William Sorelio, and Chase Kukech. Woodsville going to bring their first hitter to the plate. Ryan Walker, Jacob Putnam, and Landon Kingsbury, 1 through 3. Woodsville, as I mentioned, the number 6 seed, 11-5 during the regular season. They lost their last regular season game, but again are 3-0 in this tournament. And that includes wins over who? Portsmouth Christian in the first round, Newmarket in the quarters, and Concord Christian in the semifinal. 5 seems to be the magic number, as they scored 5 runs in all 3 of those postseason wins.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of the things, Nick, today and yesterday, as he swings on the first pitch, is that this weather is very conducive to a starting pitcher being able to go a long way. This is perfect comfort. You're not perspiring a lot, and it's cool, so the body can stay cool. So it wouldn't surprise me, at least as yesterday, we saw a lot of starting pitchers go way in towards the 7th, or even basically finish the game within that last inning.
63 degrees, 10:02 local time. We're underway, and this one a hot shot right back to the mound. No problem for Gallant. 1 away as he retires Ryan Walker.
He's got a nice delivery, very, very, very traditional delivery to the plate. Seems to have just a few pitches now, but seems to be over or around the edges of the plate. The strike zones yesterday, Nick, were called so tight. All consistent, though. Be interesting to see how it goes today.
So after retiring the lefty Walker, he'll face the righty Jacob Putnam. Swing and a miss. Strike number 1. Pretty good late movement on that pitch. The infield here playing deep, respecting the speed of Putnam. Swings and misses again.
He's got a nice rhythm going there. Again, you listen to the other media around the state, and they're very high on this young man. Really speak very highly of him.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss.
Yep.
So just 6 pitches offered up by Gallant, and he's already got 2 away here in the top of the first.
Yeah, you look at that. The whole windup and delivery is something you'd see right out of a textbook. It's traditional right down the end, and it's working for him. He's clearly a very strong and powerful thrower.
So
his location is great.
The number 3 hitter and also Woodsville's starting pitcher, standing in, looking at strike 1 over the outer half of the plate. That is, of course, Landon Kingsbury, who was described by the manager as one of his co-aces as well.
So they have 2, apparently.
Yes, could have very easily went with the shortstop, Jacob Putnam, who was just retired a moment ago.
That's a real luxury, even at Divisions 2 and 1, never mind 3, to have those sort of kingpins.
The 1-1 is on the ground. Ranging to his right is Abbott. Long throw from short is not in time. Bobbled a bit as well by Follansby.
Good scoop. It hit the dirt and about 1.5 feet ahead. I think you'll see here on the replay. And he made a good bid at it. Was a catchable ball. Wasn't like it was out 7 feet or anything. Yeah.
Throw was actually in time.
It was in time, yeah.
Couldn't quite dig it out of the dirt. So a 2-out single. Kingsbury aboard, and now the cleanup man, Bryce Williams, Stands in for the Engineers. Big cut, big miss, 0-1.
Yeah, he's got some good velocity going. That ball, like you said earlier, Nick, that he's getting some movement on that fastball.
Right down the alley
Same
here.
pitch.
And again, a swing and a miss. Puts Williams in an 0-2 hole. The top seed, Epping, hoping to get out of the opening frame without any damage, and they will. 2 strikeouts for Nathan Gallant. Kingsbury left stranded on first, and we've played 1 half inning here in Manchester.
Nathan certainly appears so far in that first inning he's got a ceiling there. If he stays with it throughout this, it's going to be tough for Woodsville to. That's their first 3 batters as well. Although it's early, he's looking really solid.
So, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left stranded.
Now we see Landon.
We see the starting pitcher, Landon Kingsbury, jog out. And let's set the defense here for the Engineers. Bryce Williams, the battery mate behind the dish. Justin Hutchins over at first. Ethan Fenn is at second. Gabe Roy at third. And we mentioned the co-ace, so to speak, Jacob Putnam, possibly their best defender in the hole at short. Left to right in the outfield, Vinny Cataldo, Ryan Walker, and Caleb Ilsley for Woodsville. Epping, top of the order. Nolan Schmall, Logan Abbott, Grayson Davis. Hitters 1 through 3. Well, again, Epping, red hot. And I mean red hot.
Yep.
Winners of 12 straight.
Yep.
Started the season 1-1 and have not lost since. And again, a 15-1 record, seeking their first state championship since 1992. Postseason wins over Wilton, Newt, and Gorham in that order. In fact, it was Wilton who gave them the closest contest in the first round. It was a 3-2 final. One-sided affair against Newt, with the score being 8-1, and then they do outlast Gorham in the semifinals by a final score of 3-1.
Yeah. Gorham, traditionally a solid baseball program for decades. And a 5-3 looks like over Concord Christian on the Woodsville side in the semis.
Again, a good crowd here in Manchester. We weren't quite sure what to expect with the last-minute rescheduling. And again, the distance, frankly, that these two teams do need to travel, but a pleasant surprise with fans still trickling in here in the bottom of the first inning. All right. Nolan Schmall is a freshman, one of 3 freshmen. Make it 4 on the varsity team for Epping. Going to stand in here from the right side to take on Kingsbury. Home plate umpire Rich Lucciarelli. Michael Bounds is over at first, and Lee Champagne calling it like he sees it over at third base. First pitch, in for a strike, and the count to Schmall opens up at 0-1. And this one pitch sinks in a little too low.
Yeah, it's been consistent all across that there's no wide strike zones here. That if that was called for strike, you wouldn't have complained. But that went on all 3 games yesterday.
Fastball this time outside, so 2-1 here to Schmall.
He certainly got the height that a model pitcher is looking for.
The 2-1. Swing and sharply hit down the third base line. It's going to roll into the dirt in left field. It's bobbled there by Cataldo. Schmall up to second. He's going to try third and get in there without a throw.
That's a costly error right there.
So a hit and then an error is going to put Schmall on third base to begin the game here for Epping.
Yeah, that gives all sorts of opportunities. Fly ball to score, a bunt, a lay-down bunt, either side, opposite field. Nice hustle there by.
Didn't hesitate around second.
No.
And again, the throw was cut off along that left field line. So runner 90 feet from the plate is the top seed, hoping to strike first. Logan Abbott to the plate here, looking to drive in the opening run. And that one down the middle for a strike. Meanwhile, the shortstop and the third baseman, Putnam and Roy respectively, creeping up several feet onto the infield grass here. Swing and a miss. Again, well placed there,
Good
just off
there,
the outside corner.
Good stuff.
So Kingsbury in front of the batter here, 0-2, hoping to record the first out for Woodsville. This one is sprayed, a one bouncer to second. Fenn is going to try for the plate, but the throw is off target.
Not the right decision there. He had home plate, no question. Probably want to go to first on that one and just get the out. But when you start chasing runners, we talked about that decision making. You're going to see here, he's pretty close. Great view, by the way. You can see right there, it's over. He's already. You're going to see it right here. Now look at by the time he fields the ball and steps up and throws it, he's about 3 strides away. Just even if it was perfect, I don't think he would have got it.
Meanwhile, as play resumes,
Epping's running.
You get a stolen base for Abbott. So Abbott officially reaches on a fielder's choice, gets credit for the RBI, and now is a stolen base.
Yeah, Schmidt, when he broke perfectly from third base there, he got a great jump, had a great lead to begin with. And the key with that one, Nick, was opposite field. He has it right in front of him, so he can gauge that run for the home base. He can see that across the field and know whether he should go or not. Never hesitated.
The batter is Grayson Davis, the number 3 hitter. He's out in front, 2-0. Good eye there on that fastball, which missed the outside corner by a few inches. This one up high. Huge lead off the bag at second for the runner, Abbott.
We talked in the beginning of the game, before the game, about execution. Right now, Epping showing that they can execute the fundamentals so far. It's very, very early, but they're looking good, looking solid right now with the decision-making.
Fly ball. Ranging to his right is Walker, and he's going to give way to the shortstop, who makes a backpedaling catch. That's Putnam.
That's a nice job.
The runner, Abbott, stays at second, and Woodsville records the first out here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, when the wind starts taking the ball as a fielder, outfield, but especially infield, you want to keep your body face the diamond if you can. As soon as you start turning around, you lose perspective, and that's where balls usually drop in. He did a nice job there.
So the cleanup hitter, Benjamin Follansby, the sophomore, takes a look.
Yeah, this is
at an outside pitch.
This is a wider strike zone, Nick, compared to yesterday, the widest strike zone by far. The first 3 games yesterday were very tight.
Again, home plate umpire Rich Lucciarelli giving the benefit of the doubt to the pitcher, but this one is too high.
Yeah,
and the count is even at 1-1.
Can't argue with the strike zone. It's right there. It's just whether they're consistent or not. We talked about that yesterday. Stay consistent, and you can pretty much work with any reasonable strike zone.
This one a foul tip back into the net. Follansby now behind 1-2.
That's what great catchers do. One of the fundamental things they have to have is the knowledge of where the behind the plate umpire is calling those strikes and balls and making sure he places his target and communicates with his pitcher. Good hit.
Yep, this one headed to shallow center. It's going to drop in. Abbott pumps the brakes at third base. Runners on the corners. Follansby fired up after recording the second hit here for Epping. Blue Devils in good shape with 2 men on and only 1 down. Already out in front, 1-0.
One of the things we've seen so far, including this game, is that the ball is not springing off the bat. Yesterday or today, what it appears. So just get your bat on the ball, and they got him on a pickle here.
Follansby halfway to second, has to turn around. Now the throw is going to come home. The tag is applied for the out.
Nice throw. Good decision there. Really, really good decision there by Jacob Putnam. Number 11, excuse me.
Fenn.
Ethan Fenn.
So Abbott finally retired 4-2. That double steal didn't quite work out there for Epping head coach Josh Martin.
Yeah, that was a nice throw.
Follansbee is in at second. There's now 2 down. A 5th straight right-hander is at the dish. That's Seth LeCoyer, who takes a look at ball number 1, a fastball outside. If you're just joining us, Nolan Schmall got on board with a single and advanced to third with an error. He was brought home on a fielder's choice RBI for Logan Abbott. Grayson Davis popped up. Hollinsby recorded the second hit, stole second, but Abbott just thrown out at home plate. Meanwhile, this one is back into the crowd, foul. That evens the count to LeCoyer at 1-1.
Yeah, Kingsbury throwing a lot of breaking stuff. He's not really using a fastball as his base and then working off of that. He's working everything off the breaking ball.
Seems like the opposite approach to his counterpart, Nathan Gallant. We saw a lot of fastballs in that top of the first inning. Second baseman Fenn right on the bag. The runner, Follansbee. Pretty good lead.
Yeah,
this one is a line drive, but right into the glove of the center fielder, Ryan Walker, who makes the catch on the move, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 man left stranded. Epping out in front 1-0 after 1 inning here in Manchester. Right back to Delta Dental Stadium in a moment. You are watching the 2025 NHIAA Division IV Baseball State Championship here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Top of the second inning here in Manchester. Epping out in front of Woodsville 1-0 in this 2025 NHIAA Baseball Division IV State Championship game. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. A 1-2. About to say a 1-2-3 inning for Nathan Gallant. That was not the case. Landon Kingsbury did reach on an infield single, but still impressive stuff from the Epping ace as he recorded 2 strikeouts, leaning primarily on that fastball against the first 4 hitters.
Yeah, he looked outstanding. We'll see how it goes now. But after 1 inning, if you look at Landon Kingsbury's work there in the first inning, Nick, He's relying on his breaking ball. There's a reason for that. He feels comfortable with it. The only thing he's got to be careful is they're starting to sit on that curveball because he's starting it and hanging it a little bit inside, and they're driving the ball pretty well. Those last couple of hits, he's got to move that to start out over more the center of the plate and then fade away and take away their ability to sit on it because that's what that'll come back to haunt him later. Nice breaking ball there. But you can see Landon's good. That's his base pitch. Just want to move it out on the right-handed batters a little more away and don't drop it in that eye zone up and then coming down into the home run alley of the plate, if you will, or the driving area.
Blue Devils able to take advantage and
nice
score
catch.
1 run on 2 hits against King.
Very smooth and slow delivery. There's some serious velocity behind that ball. He's throwing. He's getting movement off it too, because they have those high heaters that they can't catch up with. I haven't seen anybody yet.
Big swing and a miss. Another fastball from Gallant. Gabe Roy is the new hitter. So with 1 down, it'll be Roy, followed by Caleb Ilsley. Hitters 5, 6, and 7. Ooh. This one a little low and out of the zone.
Didn't miss by much.
Evens the count at 1. Woodsville 11-5 during the regular season. Good enough for the number 6 seed. They return to the state championship for the first time in 48 years, seeking their 8th championship in school history. They were dominant in the 70s, in the old Class M.
Imagine that, 48 years.
They won 4 championships in the decade, 2 in the 60s, and their first came back in 1959.
What a testament to this team.
Meanwhile, a swing and a miss.
Yeah, we saw Bishop Brady and Monadnock yesterday. That was a great game. Division III finals.
Swing and a miss, chased it. dropped and then tagged out by the catcher, Nolan Schmall, for out number 2.
Yeah, Nolan did a good job. You see what he did there. You're going to see, on the replay. Watch him when he comes out. He tags him, and then he turns around to the umpire and makes sure the umpire calls. Now watch. Watch this. Look at this. He's got it. He makes sure. Otherwise, if he says nothing, he knows he's got time to throw to first base. Little things that show a well-trained catcher. That was one of them there. What a nice job.
So Nolan Schmall with a heads-up play behind the dish to complete the strikeout. Gallant now has punched out 3 straight. And looking for a clean 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the second with his club out in front 1-0. Little chin music here as the new right-handed hitter Caleb Ilsley had to lean back out of the way to take ball number 1. Gallant wasting little time, comes right back down the alley.
He's just going to wrap. He's going to
continuing to take that aggressive approach and challenging these hitters. Swing and a miss. Fastball well placed, low and away, and now Gallant with plenty of options in front of the batter 1 and 2. The 1-2. This one in around the hands, poke back foul off the screen. Gallant surrendering just 1 hit that came with 2 outs in the top of the first. Landon Kingsbury, the slow roller to third. The throw was bobbled at first. Not dug out in time. Officially, though, it was a hit. Meanwhile, this one, strike 3 looking. Gallant is cooking. A clean inning, strikes out the side, and already with 5 strikeouts through 2 innings to his credit. So Woodsville scratching their heads a bit, trying to figure out this Epping ace. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and after 1.5 here in Manchester, it's a 1-0 Epping lead over Woodsville. So, we turn our attention now to the bottom of the second inning as Landon Kingsbury returns to the hill. And Steve, as you were highlighting, really turned to his breaking pitches to face the first 5 hitters in the Epping order back in the first inning.
Yeah, if you watch him, one of the benefits is we have this camera that we can watch. I can watch, and Nick and I can watch behind the pitcher, zoning in on where that ball is starting. And if he starts a curveball on the inside part of the plate or even on the inside, if you're going to do that, it has to break late. And the reason it has to break late is you want to freeze the batter from swinging at the ball, and then it drops in the. That's fine. But if you start hanging it over the plate where it's outside and he can see and judge the fact that it's going to come into the strike zone because it's breaking so early and he can pick it up, that's never going to work. And he's toying with that just a little bit right now. What he's got to do is he's got to start. That's his style pitch where it's going to break. He wants to break it over the plate, have it work its way outside, and force the batter to reach, and takes away all his power and all of his base, and gives him a much better chance to get ground balls because it's going down towards the dirt. It's just the way. If he's going to succeed, he wants to move that out just a little bit, and I'm sure they're on it. The coaching that I've seen since yesterday, today, in New Hampshire baseball, the little stuff has been taught. Very impressive, these coaches. Yeah,
first pitch to Gallant is ridden down the right field line. It's going to make its way to the corner. Gallant thinking 2. Throw is cut off, and it's a leadoff double for Nathan Gallant.
Yeah, let's look at this pitch, Nick. You're going to see it. It just hangs over the plate and comes right into him. Let's see if we can get a better view. I mean, clearly he's so comfortable hitting that ball. He didn't even have to move the weight distribution on his body. He just nailed it. See if we can get a better look for that. You're going to see it right here. Well, see, it just comes right into the zone. Now, he's a lefty batter. That's even worse when you hang it as a lefty because the batter has an advantage. But you can see, comes right into the alley. It's up. So he's got to work on that.
Meanwhile, Chase Kukic, the right fielder, standing in with Gallant taking the lead off the bag at second. Swing and a miss. Kingsbury goes to the heater there.
Yeah. and a good move.
Even the count at 1.
You know, if you throw too many break-in pitches, Nick, and you use it that way, what happens is batters start timing it.
This one back up the middle, slow roller. Shortstop elects to go to third, but the throw is off target. Gallant heading home. High throw will allow Gallant to score. And now Kukic makes his way up to second.
Yeah.
2 errors on that play.
2 bad decisions by the Epping runners as well. But because of the errors that were made, those decisions turned out, everybody's clapping, but in reality, he should not have. You have a ball right to the shortstop. The second base runner should not have just run, even though it's inside. And now this throw here is errant, and if any kind of throw around the plate that was catchable, he would have been out. You're going to see it here. Now watch. He comes in. If a good throw, he's out by 7 feet. This one, he's out by 20 feet with a good throw. Neither one was a good decision, but errors overrode it.
Mistakes haunting Woodsville early in the game. They had 1 error back in the first inning as well.
Yep.
And 2 on the same play here in the bottom of the second. As a result, the Blue Devils out in front 2-0. And while William Ciriello, the new batter, another righty in this Epping lineup. 2-2 now the count, as Kingsbury looks to record the first out.
But Epping's getting their bats on the ball, Nick. They're putting the ball in play.
Swing and a miss.
And they're running aggressively.
Now the count 2-2. Meanwhile, the speedy Kukic, the big lead off the bag at second.
That's a rip.
That one down in front of the center fielder, Ryan Walker. They're going to wave around Kukic. The throw is mishandled. Kukic scores, clapping his hands at second base is Ciriello. And Epping is rolling here 3-0.
This is another mistake. You overthrew your cut man. It's one thing to throw it on line. That cut man should be in perfect. Watch here. If we get another view, maybe we'll see it here. The cutoff man, you want to throw right over him within catch. That way he can nail the guy at second. But when you throw it way over the cut man, you're going to go for the home run here. And not home run, but trying to throw it all the way home. You're going to run it. Look at that. He's trying to do it all at once. Hit that cut man, you would have nailed the guy at second base and had an out.
So,
yeah, you're going to see it right here.
Coach Cox out to the mound here.
So there's
for
the cut
meeting.
Right there. Clearly, if he hits the cut, he could have got him at second base, would have nailed him. There you go. So, all really, Nick, promulgated by Langdon, Kingsbury, just kind of struggling around the strike zone. He's putting it right in the right down the alley, and it's just it's very obvious that they're picking up the ball extremely well. So this game now at 3-0 with another runner in scoring position.
Trouble for the Engineers.
You need outs. If they earn the runs, give them to them. Don't chase runners. Get the outs.
Still nobody down here in the bottom of the second. More trouble brewing. Ciriello at second. This one is a bunt attempt. Goes back foul. Another right-hander at the dish. That's Jack Vigliotti, who's the DH. The junior, the number 9 hitter. Meanwhile, Kingsbury starting to rack up a lot of pitches here. And just officially an inning plus. Bunt. And pulled it back.
He almost
very
went.
Close there. Looked like a slider.
Yeah.
Just outside, 1-1.
Yeah, that could have been called either way. Watch him. There is kind of a commit there, and then he pulls it away, and he gave him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I think he made the right call.
Yep. Meanwhile, this one does hit its spot over the outer half, and it's 1-2. Kingsbury hoping to bear down here for the first out, relieve some of this pressure. This club trailing 3-0, misses down low below the knee.
Yeah, starting to lose out on the pitch counts now.
Oh, they did strike him out.
Oh, I never saw a strike call.
I didn't either, but Vigliotti is going to head to the dugout. So the first inning,
we're going to see it again.
The first out of the inning is recorded.
Here's the pitch. Oh, no, yeah, boy.
Dipped a little bit at the end.
Yeah, he gave him the benefit of the doubt. He needed that out.
Yeah, there's the punch-out call from home plate umpire Rich Lucchiarelli.
Remember what that feels like when you're really struggling. and all of a sudden you get the benefit of a doubt on a call or a pop-up or something, there's a sense of relief. You just want to get out of the inning.
We go back to the top of the order. Nolan Schmall reached and then scored on an error to lead things off for Epping.
Epping been very well trained here to not let the pitcher rush them or create or take control of the timing.
Fastball popped up straight back foul. It's 0-2.
A lot of times pitchers, you'll get in the box when you're hitting, and a pitcher will try to rush you before you set. And if they start doing that, call timeout till you're set.
Suriello resumes that giant lead off the bag at second. Meanwhile, Schmall fights off another. That one lands about 7 rows deep.
Well, that looked more like a slider than a curveball. I'm going to look at that release. That one came in with a little bit more speed, more like a slider than a breaking curveball.
The 0-2 upstairs.
Yeah, body language on Landon right now is not good. He's really feeling a little lonely out there.
Swing and a miss.
Gave him a gift there.
Schmall chasing it way outside. Second straight strikeout.
Yep.
For Kingsbury. Starting to find his bearings here a little bit, hoping to limit the damage in this second inning.
Yeah.
Epping hoping Logan Abbott can drive home one more. Blue Devils out in front 3-0.
Well, you said it, Nick. He got the ball, started it out over the middle, and it worked off the plate. There you go. That's what he wants right there. If you see that pitch right there, Nick, you can see it was out towards the outside of the plate and was working its way away from the plate. That's his zone that he wants to be pitching in.
Abbott 0 for 1 with an RBI and a strikeout. Able to reach via a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Shows a good eye there.
Yeah. With 2 outs, not say you don't keep them close, but with 2 outs, you just really want to focus on getting this out at the plate.
Line drive, left center, base hit. Zarielli going to round third and score. RBI single for Abbott makes it 4-0 Epping.
Yeah, timely hits, Nick. With running, you want to get your hits with runners in scoring position more than any other time, and they've done that. I believe that's the 3rd hit that they got with runners in scoring position. So they're beginning to piece by piece build a lead here that's going to be difficult against a pitcher
3rd hit of the inning for
like
Epping.
Gallant.
And their 5th of the game so far. Runner's going to go. The throw is on line, but not in time.
Yeah, he wasn't throwing from a good position. I think he surprised. I think that steal surprised him a little bit, and they were caught off guard.
Coach Martin has been aggressive on the base paths.
To say the least.
That's the 2nd steal for Abbott.
To say the least. And you know what? You got to give them credit on their decisions.
3 team steals, 2 of those for Abbott. This one gets underneath the glove into left field. Abbott pumps the brakes at 3rd. On his way to 2nd is the hitter Grayson Davis with a 2-out double.
I think this may be, if he doesn't come out already, this may be the last batter if he can't get him out that Landon's going to see.
So the rally continues here in the bottom of the 2nd with 2 outs. And now 2 runners in scoring position, and here comes the number 4 hitter, the cleanup man, Benjamin Follansby.
Yeah, if he drills
this
this ball.
Just missed outside 1-0.
Yep.
Follinsley 1 for 1.
Yep.
A single and a steal.
These Epping batters are just doing a great job. If you're looking to timeout. Yeah, now they're going to have a discussion about his timing of when he of not letting the batter have enough time to get set. If you notice, the batter gets in the box and he's trying to rush the pitch a little bit. Understand why he's doing that. Nothing wrong with trying, but it looks to me like the officials are going to get on a little bit.
It's Lee Champagne, third base umpire. You know, this one sinks a little bit low.
Yep.
Follansby. He's got a following in the crowd, Steve.
Yeah.
I see a woman down there in the front row with a shirt that says Benny's Nanny, number 14. I assume.
Oh, boy.
That's a family friend. Meanwhile, this one gets away from the plate, and that allows another run to score for Epping as Logan Abbott comes home. I think they're going to rule that a wild pitch.
Yeah, Bryce Williams did a good job good decision not to throw that ball to home plate. With another runner coming around third base, just hold it. Try the best you can to limit this thing.
5-0 Blue Devils. Davis also advances to third. And this one, I believe, nicked Follansby. Yep, they're going to give him a free pass to first base as the sophomore was hit by the pitch. And now the ninth hitter to come to the plate in the inning, Seth LeCoyer. Hoping to keep the rally going for the top seed. Already a commanding lead of 5-0. Runner goes, and again the ball sprays away from Williams. Follansby now in scoring position as well at second.
A little bit of trouble that Bryce is having picking some of these balls up, these pitches coming in.
Fastball too high here. It's 2-0 to LeCoyer.
I don't know if he's looking for the ball in a different area. Can't really see. Let's take a look at the target there, see if he's putting it on the outside edge. And that's where he got it. Nice pitch.
Yep, does nick the corner there. Needed a strike, gets it. It's 1-2.
Yeah, there's a fastball there. He has a nice fastball. I'm surprised he's not using that as his base because he's locating the fastball pretty well. Oh,
and
boy.
This one again gets away from Williams. Another run's going to score.
Yeah, this has been going on for a while now. I was picking that up earlier. That's just not seeing the ball. And then if it's going down in the dirt, he's reacting just a little bit late. You want to get that glove around underneath, get your knees in position to play goalie. That's a hard position, catcher. One of the most difficult positions in all of sports.
Absolutely.
In my mind. Very difficult.
2 straight pass balls. Allows a run to score. And now this one out of the zone means ball 4 for LeCoyer.
I'm surprised we haven't seen another trip to the mound.
So we go all the way around. Nathan Gallen, who led off the inning with a double, comes back to the plate hoping to help his own cause. Of course, he's been lights out on the mound. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings.
Got an opportunity to help himself out here. This is a good matchup if you've got a guy bringing balls into the strike zone from the outside. He didn't that time.
Pitch is outside and a stolen base.
That's designed there to
try to bait
the third base. Yeah,
right.
the runner on third.
And we saw it work earlier.
Yes.
Woodsville doesn't fall for the trap, but 2 runners now in scoring position. With LeCoyer at second and Follansby at third.
I doubt very much Gallan's going to be able to look at very much good here, Nick. I'd be surprised.
With first base open, he's out in front 2-0.
You don't have a force at any base.
Swing and a miss. Good movement there.
Yep. Yeah, his fastball is working.
2-1.
I'll bet you the first 20 pitches, 17, 18 of them were curveball. Oh, they're going to steal home.
Look at this. Swing, and Gallant drills it right to dead center. Ryan Walker is there to finally end the inning.
Good rip.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 run score on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 2 errors in the inning and 2 men left aboard. Epping with a big lead after 2 innings here in Manchester. 5-0 Blue Devils. Woodsville hopes to crack the code on the other side when we come back. You are watching the 2025 NHIAA Baseball Division IV State Championship game right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
It's been a good weekend of baseball so far here in Manchester. We saw 3 state championship games yesterday as Exeter, Sauhegan, and Monadnock in Divisions 1, 2, and 3 bring home the title. Congratulations to those programs. And this one was supposed to set the table in the morning, but we had some rain And as a result, we're here on Father's Day to finish out the cycle. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Happy Father's Day to those in the audience. Epping with a good start. Out in front 5-0. They've capitalized on some of the Woodsville mistakes, and they've seen some great pitching from their ace, Nathan Gallant, through 2 innings.
Speaking of great pitching, Nick, did we ever see a couple of young sophomores put on a clinic of how to be young but yet and full of vitality, but just terrific work. These guys are going to be exciting next 2 years. That being Justin Coates from Winnicott High School. Came out in the losing end, but boy, I'll tell you, he's a winner. Monadnock, Chris Rulo was another sophomore that they did win the championship, and a huge part of that championship win is on his shoulders, just a sophomore himself. These guys are terrific, and they've got a tremendous future. Both of them have that tall, lanky frame that you just kind of, when you think of a pitcher and you think of the assets, physiological assets they need to grow into as they go on, I think both of these guys have got a great future. The pitching overall was just fabulous yesterday. That's why the scores were reflective of what they were against a good batting orders. One other call-out, from Exeter was, Brandon. I'll find it here. Bear with me, folks.
Meanwhile, the top of the third inning,
a lot of names to remember.
As a pop-up is back foul into the crowd. Hitters 8, 9, and 1 for Woodsville. Hutchinson, Cataldo, and Walker. It's the first baseman and right-handed hitting Justin Hutchinson. Looks at a fastball. It's just outside, and it's 2-0.
Brennan Chamola yesterday just carried that Exeter team. He did it all. And from the mound right on out. Nice hit.
This one through the hole into right field. It's going to be a leadoff single for Hutchinson, just what Woodsville needed. That's got their fans clapping their hands, seated behind the first base side dugout.
You know, you were talking today, Ben was talking yesterday about the players and the colleges that they're going to, and there's so many baseball players in New Hampshire that are going into good situations after high school here. It's really exciting.
And as we mentioned earlier, Nathan Gallant is one of them.
Yep.
Going to pitch for New England College. He's going to take a look at the runner at first and then deliver to the left-hander. That's Vinny Cataldo, the left fielder. And he's in for strike one. Lean heavily on that fastball. Goes to the heater again and, clips the outside corner out in front 0-2.
Haven't seen it yet today, but yesterday, multiple times we saw this cat and mouse pickoff battle going on between the first base runner and the pitcher and the catcher. It just fabulous. Got to the point where, nice pitch.
Yep, strike three.
Where they were booing, the fans were booing the other side of what they were doing, and it was just great. And then after about 8 or 9 pickup attempts in a row, the next pitch he finally goes to the plate, the runner steals. It was just great, great fun. Check out the games on as they'll be coming up soon here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. The YouTube channel.
Yep.
Go see it, as well as continually broadcasted on the NFHS network today and on.
Fastball outside. The lefty Ryan Walker is the leadoff man. He's 0 for 1. He hit one right back to the mound to lead off the game. 1 on, 1 out. Hutchinson at first. Gallant now with 6 strikeouts. And a cautious lead off the bag for Hutchinson. Another fastball, this one upstairs.
Snack bar. The breeze is coming right at us.
I was about to say.
Got the snack bar.
Looks like it's blowing in from right field.
Blowing in from right field. But it's picking up a little bit of the chicken and burgers. And
they got the grill going early here as we approach the 11 o'clock hour. Swing, foul tip.
A lot of energy walking down between the games yesterday of the new teams. Got a lot of energy
well attended
out in the stands. Well attended. Look at Epping's group and look at Woodsville's group. These are smaller size schools, and look at the support that they're getting. And
another foul tip.
Just tremendous.
Walker hanging tough here. Woodsville hoping to get something going. They did get a man to reach back in the first inning. Gallant struck out the side in the second. The leadoff man, Hutchinson, is on the bag at first here with one out. Meanwhile, 2 strikes against Walker. Gallant seeking his 7th punch-out. Fastball and again a tip as Walker continues to battle.
Hopefully, we get a little break here at some point. You can talk to us a little about you and Roger were over at Bedford High School and Exeter High School, right, yesterday to do the Division I and II lacrosse championships.
And we'll get you that update here in a moment. This one tipped back foul. Yeah, busy weekend for us here in the media. We saw a thriller at Bedford High School in the Division II championship game between Portsmouth and Derryfield. That's a long-running rivalry in the boys lacrosse world. They met for the 4th straight season in the championship. Portsmouth, after trailing 5-1 in the third quarter, came back to force overtime and then win it in OT. So congratulations to the Clippers. Meanwhile, ball 4 is issued. There's Ryan Walker.
They got some runners on now.
After fouling off several pitches with 2 strikes, able to get himself up the line. So Walker at first, Hutchinson now in scoring position at second. And we see Jacob Putnam, who struck out swinging his first time up, the number 2 hitter. Take a look at a slider that's outside the zone. 1-0 is the count. Back to the lacrosse stuff, Steve. In Division I, we had a blowout as Bishop Girton continues to dominate in D1. They've won now 5 straight state titles. They beat Pinkerton last night 19-5.
And Brian Cameron comes in as head coach in his first year, replacing his dad, Chris Cameron, who's got a list a mile long of championships as well.
That's right. This one into right field. That's going to load up the bases. Meanwhile,
they got him.
Walker went to third, and the runner ahead of him, Hutchinson, had stayed put at third. Luckily for Walker, he's able to scramble back.
Yep.
And stay at second. So Putnam comes up with a single. And Gallant, who had seemed untouchable through the first 2 innings, now with a problem to deal with here. Bases loaded with only 1 out. So Putnam at first, Walker at second, Hutchinson at third, and the number 3 hitter, Landon Kingsbury, who's also the starting pitcher. Getting set to come on here. Meanwhile, a meeting at the mound. Gallant with his battery mate Schmall going to talk it over. Home plate umpire, curious.
And Landon's got a great opportunity to help himself out. He can put something together here. There's plenty of runs out there to bring in.
Coach Martin coming out of the Epping dugout. Make sure everything's okay. Home plate umpire Rich Lucciarelli. Got a change here? Nope. Kingsbury ready to go. Corner infielders on high alert here. The third baseman is on the grass. That's Seth LeCoyer.
There's 2 ways of looking at that. I think they're just trying to cut it down. Cut down the runner at home plate, but the number 1 job here is to get that ball in the strike zone. You do not want to fall behind a hitter.
Best opportunity so far for Woodsville. They trail 5-0, a swing and a miss.
Yeah, he was
going to even up the count at 1-1.
He was looking at the brew house sign out there on that swing.
Big cut. Kingsbury trying to help his own cause.
He gave it to him.
Yep.
Inside corner.
Just barely.
Just barely. But it was such a good pitch. He got the benefit of the doubt there. That's a big turnaround right there with a count.
Goes back to the heater, but low. Now 2-2. A lot of chatter amongst the infielders. The middle infielders are at normal depth.
Oh,
swing and a miss on the off speed.
What a pitch. Now, if you ever want to talk about a breaking ball. That was actually a curveball. And you watch this thing. It starts out over the middle of the plate and goes away. And watch it. Watch this. This is perfect location for a curveball to start. Right here. Right there, and dives away from him. Completely takes his foundational base away from him for hitting. And he knows he faced a hell of a pitch. Talk about coming up big time.
That one dropped off the table for sure.
But that's,
Meanwhile,
it's
this
all,
one
yeah.
poked back by Bryce Williams to open the count at 0-1.
All based on the fact he started it out over the middle of the plate, and that was a great pitch right there.
7 strikeouts now for Gallant. This one, weakly hit foul. Quickly 2 strikes against Bryce Williams.
Reminds me of the old days. I remember before the designated hitter, like in the National League, where you'd have pitcher against pitcher, and it was always enjoyable. In a situation like that where a pitcher is going against, it's kind of a one-on-one deal, and in that particular situation, Gallant got the best of it.
Fastball,
nice pitch.
Down the alley, strike 3.
This is why he's who he is. I'll tell you, now I know why people talk about him. Been really enjoying watching him. Look at that, huh? He deserves those handshakes.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 men left on as the bases are left loaded. We've played 2.5. Here in Manchester, Epping with a big lead, 5-0. The Blue Devil bats back to the plate when we come back. You are watching the 2000. Or no, we'll keep it right here.
Yeah, I was going to say
between innings.
Here.
Excuse me.
Boy, I got a fan on me, making me freezing here. Nick likes a fan on it.
No, it was on when I got here.
I figured it was. I was just busting you there.
We're going to keep it
That's
here.
That's a little better.
Again, speaking of the weather, night and day difference from yesterday morning when
sunshine.
We saw plenty of rain that caused the rescheduling, the postponed game, 24 hours. So we're here on a Sunday morning. Just joining us, Epping got off to the right start, a run in the first, 4 more in the second. They took advantage of 3 Woodsville errors.
Yeah, it's just a bases loaded there with, was it nobody out or 1 out? I think it was at least 1 out. 1 out, bases loaded, and they don't score. That's going to be one of those. We talked about this yesterday. They're usually 4 or 5 in a 7-inning game. Things that happen in a game, points in a game where you look back and say that's when the game was won or that's when the game is lost. We got a long time to go here. Plenty of time for Woodsville to climb back in. But that's one of those times where they had a real good opportunity and just weren't able to cash in.
Epping brought 10 hitters to the plate in the second inning, resulting in 4 runs. And it could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
As we talked about.
It felt like 8-0 when we walked out of that inning, but
2 men were left stranded.
If you hold them here and you peck away at some runs here and there, you can close that gap. But right now, that's a tall order with Gallant pitching. He is
lights out.
Lights out.
8 strikeouts so far through 3 innings of work. Meanwhile, Epping will bring the bottom of the order to the plate. Chase Kukic, the right-hander, takes a look at a pitch high. 3rd inning of work for Landon Kingsbury, the starter. Kingsbury so far with 2 strikeouts of his own. And that one just outside, I think. 1-1. Kukic able to reach and score on an error. In fact, there were 2 errors on the play. Was back with 1 man on in the second inning. Going to foul this one back.
Took a nice cut at it. Really interested in watching.
This one in the air and over the head of the shortstop for a base hit.
Yep, got it in on the hands, but it was enough. Had a nice swing there, nice cut at it. It did hit off the inside of the bat, but enough to get over the shortstop.
So Kukic standing on the bag at first. Ciriello was 1 for 1 with a run scored. He singled in the second.
He's going.
Runner goes. Throw is not in time and into center field.
Got a good jump. Not really paying a lot of attention to first base right this. You're going to see this on the replay. I guess you just saw it there. But you're going to see if we can get a picture of that lead. Yeah, he just got. He's already there when the ball gets there. Nothing better than to have a good lead and a good jump together. Hard to throw that out if you got a little speed, and he does.
Swing and a miss. Fastball. Evens the count.
Yeah. Pull the head out just a little bit. Want to keep that head facing in the box, watching that contact on the bat.
Meanwhile, Epping has been very aggressive on the base paths with 5 steals. This one off the bounce, thrown by Putnam. As the play is made from shortstop for out number 1.
Yeah, got good meat on it. Got good hit just right at him.
So Ciriello retired 6-3. Kukic stays put at second base.
That's a nice swing there.
And now Jack Vigliotti, the designated hitter, the number 9 hitter, will stand in here for Epping. And this one, weakly hit back foul.
There's one thing I've seen, and now we're in the 4th game, is the bunting needs work across the – it's a hard thing to do. And it takes a lot of work to learn how to bunt.
We saw the junior take that
not
approach.
many successful bunts yesterday.
We saw him try to land a couple of bunts his first at-bat, which resulted ultimately in a strikeout. This one swung on, popped way up.
It's going to be in.
Foul ground near the dugout.
Nice
Good
job.
catch.
Wow.
It's Justin Hutchins with little room to spare in front of the railing for out number 2. Meanwhile, tagging up and making his way to third is Kukic.
You're going to see here. Watch Justin as he measures himself where he is. Watch him. He's going to come into your screen right here. Look at the measuring. He knows exactly where he is. He's got his hand out, waiting to touch it first, and he just keeps on. That's just good work. That's a first baseman that's played that position for a little while.
Fearless.
Yep.
To record the second out, we go back to the top of the order.
What a rope.
And Nolan Schmall.
Whoa!
Losing his footing in left field is Vinny Cataldo, still struggling with his balance. That'll allow Kukic to score, and it's 6-0 Epping.
I thought with 2 outs he may try to grab third, but probably a good decision there. But, he's limping out there in left field just a little bit.
How do we rule that one, Steve? A double?
I rule that as, I think.
Or a fourth error?
No, it's a tough one because it's so close to the line that you're not sure if he would have had a double, but I'm a tough scorer, so I think I would have put that as an error. A single with a reach on the error to second base. But I'm tough.
We'll see how the
officials I will
rule
be
that
the
one.
first to admit I'm really tough. I saw what I thought was a pass ball. Everybody else thought
well, we know it's an RBI.
It was a wild pitch, and I still don't agree in that game. And
it's also the second hit for Schmall here early on.
And there was another one, Nick, in the game where there was a right fielder and a bad communication. He came in, could have easily had the ball, but that I don't know. You probably put it on. I don't know if he called him off or not, but to me that was an error as well. So I'm a tough one as far as scoring is concerned.
Either way, that's the end of Landon Kingsbury's day on the mound.
Yeah. I mean, when
he is replaced here by Ethan Fenn, who makes his way over from second base.
Well, they're starting to sit on the ball and just time it, and it's been really going off and on all game. And at this point, I'm sure they were looking for 5-6 innings out of him anyway, and so. But sometimes you get a relief pitcher come in, and it can just change the dynamic of the game. But when you look at this Epping lineup and the strength of this team, it's going to be a tall order to stop them, but it's doable.
Owen Bixby getting the call off the bench. He'll man second base. The senior getting his first action with 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Yep. Epping scored now runs in all 3 innings. And they've gotten production from the top of the order with leadoff man Nolan Schmall. Mm-hmm. Now 2 for 3, a run scored, and an RBI.
Yep.
Not to mention 5 team steals. As Coach Martin has kept the pressure on the base paths.
I was just going to mention that, Nick, that the aggressive running early in this game has definitely played a factor. Some of it a little on the edge. It's risky, but every time that they've tried to do that, there's been either an error or a little bit of a miscue on the Woodsville side where they didn't pick up the runner movement. It's been really aggressive here coming out of the gate with Epping, and it's paid off. It's helped score them runs.
Meanwhile, it's 6-0 here. That graphic is incorrect on the screen. 6-0 Epping. Schmall at second base in scoring position, threatening to add a seventh with 2 down here. Logan Abbott, the number 2 hitter. 1 for 2, has reached twice, though, with a single and a fielder's choice. Also 2 RBIs and 2 steals. As we mentioned, the production in the top half of the order.
Absolutely. And we were talking about that at the beginning of the game.
Right.
The production's got to come from the strength of the order, and Epping's getting it.
Meanwhile, Fenn is the new pitcher. The right-hander goes inside. That one drifts a bit.
Yeah, got to finish his follow-through here when he comes to the plate.
The runner is Schmall. He's well off the bag at second.
Ooh, that was close.
This pitch low and outside.
Real difficult, Nick, to come in as a pitcher from the stretch right away in relief. That's a tough order. You kind of want to come in and use your base wind-up.
This one back foul.
Surprised he swung at that.
2 strikes now on Abbott.
This would be a point in the game that if Woodsville's going to be able to put together some runs, they got to get out of this inning right here without any more damage.
Fenn trying to knuckle down. Swing, fly ball. Left field, Cataldo looking up, and
wow,
that's over his head. On to score is Schmall, and now it's 7-0 Epping, an RBI double for Logan Abbott.
Wow. Gesturing out there at second base. I don't know what that was, but he's happy, and he ought to be. He hit that ball well.
The youngster is fired up, the sophomore.
Really had him inside. They did not underestimated his ability to tag the ball. He's a little guy, but he's got some strength there.
And that one just kept going.
Kept on going. He tagged it.
Meanwhile, Grayson Davis, the number 3 hitter.
Well, if you look at the flags, the wind is pointing out, so that didn't hurt.
Yeah.
And but let's take nothing away. That's a good hit for a young man.
7-0 Epping. Bottom of the third continues. Curveball just misses.
Yeah.
Davis, meanwhile, is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. He came home on a pass ball last inning.
Oh,
this one is a rope, but foul.
Yeah. Good
Off
thing
the
that
left field line.
That thing would have been in one of those windows in the parking garage if there wasn't a net. Whoop. I just sound like a Bostonian there with parking. Did you notice that, Nick?
I did not.
You just put up with it, right?
I wasn't going to say anything. But.
I've been living here for 35 years, so.
Meanwhile, Abbott creeps off the bag. Curve,
nice
swing
pitch.
and a miss. Yes, sir.
Never regretted it, Nick. Best decision I made.
This is the best pitch we've seen from Fenn since he came on in relief. That'll retire the side and leave a man stranded, but
they got 2 more.
2 more runs on 3 hits, and after 3 full innings, Epping in a good spot. It's 7-0 Blue Devils. Woodsville hoping to bring a run across when we come back. 4th inning next. You are watching the 2025 NHIAA Division IV Baseball State Championship right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Well, Epping with a big lead here through 3 innings as they turn back to their ace, Nathan Gallant, who has been outstanding through 3 full innings of work. As the Blue Devils, the top seed in this Division IV tournament, looking for their 2nd state championship in school history and their first, Steve, in 33 years.
That is something there.
Champions back in 1992.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Woodsville.
Talk about reverse the curse, right?
Gee.
It's
been an even longer time for Woodsville. Their last title was 1977, 48 years ago.
48 years ago.
Ethan Fenn, Gabe Roy, Caleb Ilsley. Hitters 5, 6,
old.
and 7. In what year? 77?
77. I was 14.
Happy Father's Day to those watching across the country. Glad to have you with us here from Manchester. It's also the final baseball game or I believe the final spring sports event.
I believe it is, yes.
In the NHIAA across the landscape. This one a dribbler, backhand stop by Abbott, the
nice.
shortstop,
Gun.
and a good throw.
Nice gun.
For out number 1.
You know, Gallant, if you're New England College, you had to like what you saw last inning, Nick, with bases loaded with Gallant. And he, instead of just, having someone make a diving catch of a line drive in the alley, he worked his pitch count perfectly, his location, and he was able to get himself out of trouble, basically, with his battery, with his catcher.
This one, though, is sprayed to left field, a one bouncer to Elwell, and a one-out single for Gabe Roy.
That resiliency in a time of turning points in games and be able to stand up and do what he did just showed me a lot there. Boy, that was a rope, though. Nice hit.
Roy now 1 for 2. 4 team hits so far for Woodsville. All of them singles.
Beautiful country up there in Woodsville.
The number 7 man in the order, Caleb Ilsley, struck out looking his last time up. Takes a look at ball number 1 outside. His fastball is low. Nope. Good enough for a strike. Came in right around the knee. Well, Woodsville, a bit of a Cinderella story. 11-5 during the regular season. Good enough for the 6th seed. A couple of road wins in the tournament.
Oh, nice pitch. He's got that curveball. Just location and a late break.
Yeah.
Watch this one again. You're going to see it. It's the same thing we saw before. Look at that. Just drop out of nowhere.
Strikeout number 8, Steve.
Yeah.
As he's cooking.
Yeah. You can see why.
2 outs. Roy still on first base, and now Justin Hutchins, the number 8 hitter, will stand in. Another fastball, another strike.
Yep.
Hutchins with one of the 4 Woodsville hits, singled to lead off the 3rd. Swing and a miss. There's that movement.
Yep.
0-2.
Take a look at this one. This one had the appearance of a screwball, but I don't think he has a screwball in his repertoire. You're going to see it right here.
Meanwhile,
that's
swing and a miss.
Yep.
And strike 3.
Nice. He's on fire right now.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. We move to the bottom of the 4th. Still a big lead on the board for Epping as Woodsville really struggling to figure out Blue Devil starter Nathan Gallant.
Yeah, in all fairness, I mean, when you look at the way this guy's pitching, the location of these pitches, the movement, the movement's late, so it's 6-7 feet before 8 feet before it hits the plate. It's just dying. Very difficult to stay balanced and get good metal on the ball. And it's just he's everything I heard. Been a joy to watch him pitch and just have such admiration for pitchers that know that can rise to the occasion when they get into trouble. They work themselves out of it, and I think New England College has got themselves a nice pitcher.
I would say so. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Bottom of the 4th inning. Epping with a commanding lead. It's been a combination of a few different things. Great starting pitching, aggressive base running, and, of course, errors. Not to mention a few wild pitches and pass balls have hurt the Engineer defensively.
Yeah, no question. They just haven't been able to get anything started. They had 1 inning there where they had the opportunity, if they could have just worked some runners across the plate and got a couple points on the board, a couple runs on the board, it really would have been beneficial. But 7-0, Nick, as we're getting at the bottom of the 4th inning, they've got 3 more at bats. That's a tall order against Gallant. He doesn't look like he's tiring a bit. I'm not surprised he has stamina. You could just see he's a rugged guy, and this is just perfect weather for a starting pitcher to go the distance.
Meanwhile, Jacob Putnam, who began the day at shortstop for Woodsville, is going to take over third different pitcher. We saw a brief relief appearance from Ethan Fenn. So the carousel continues.
Yep. Yeah, let's not forget Woodsville's had some errors that aren't very timely on their behalf that have really hurt them. And when they've made those errors with the aggressive base running, with Epping, it's just really it's played a part in building that lead. There's probably 3 or 4 of the 7 runs, at least 3 that are on untimely errors on Woodsville's part.
Yeah.
So.
Epping has scored in every inning so far. The big inning was the second, bottom of the second, when they scored 4 runs.
Yeah, if you've got a pitcher that was struggling, the defense has got to be flawless to try to support him. And it just those early innings, you could see Epping came here to play today.
Benjamin Follansby to the plate, the cleanup man. Hitters 4, 5, and 6 do. LeCoyer and Gallant set to follow. First pitch from Putnam is in for a strike. That one drops in over the outside half. Meanwhile, the new shortstop was the original starter, Landon Kingsbury.
Can't argue with Rich Lucarelli's strike zone. He's been very consistent here for the most part. Saw that yesterday as well. Couple questionable calls towards the end of the Bishop Brady game, but other than that, just outstanding plate work by the officials.
This one outside, ball 4. Follansby has reached base now 4 different times and is officially 1 for 1. Had a single, was hit by a pitch, and then draws a walk to begin the bottom of the 4th. Seth LeCoyer standing in here from the right side. Follansby a good lead off the bag. We get a pitch, and it's outside.
Yeah, just missing that outside edge there. He's
fastball an inch or so off.
Yeah, he's not missing by much, to your point. Bring that in just a little bit. Nice pitch. Oop. I guess it was low.
A little low.
Yeah, but he's been doing that all game. Rich has been preferring a higher strike zone, and he's been letting it go between letters and shoulder as far as so the zone is legitimate. Whoa, right off the aluminum up here.
Well, LeCoyer 0 for 1, a walk and a steal as we get a look. A little bit of a close call, a little wake-up call for us here in the media. That one back over the roof this time.
Well, I got a screen. No, I don't have a screen either. That's the screen out front. So we're pretty shielded, but if you get one of those ones that kind of lifts up. Yesterday there was one that with WKLM radio.
And while swinging a miss spot, this one dropped by Williams.
Yeah.
So a pass ball again going to hurt Woodsville. Follansby's up to second.
So one came up right here and just dinged off the frame. What do we got here?
They're going to rule him out.
Rule the runner out?
Yep.
The batter?
So
Would he step on the plate?
It is a strikeout. And the first out here in the bottom of the 4th as LeCoyer is told to head back to the Epping dugout.
Do we have that on replay?
Let's see if we can pull it up. But base is occupied, so. Anyway, at second is Follansby with now 1 down, and here's Gallant, the lefty. Looks at ball 1. Gallant, we've talked about what he's done on the mound. He's 1 for 2 at the plate.
Oh, you can see
this
that
one
coming.
Is a hopper over the shoulder of the first baseman, Hutchinson. They're going to give Follansby the green light to come around and score as he slides in without a throw. I guess that's an RBI single for Gallant.
Yeah, I know it was a ground ball, but there was a lot of hot sauce on that ball.
Yeah.
That he
Took a jump, it looked like.
Yeah, he had a tremendous amount of overspin on it, and it just bounded right over his glove. Very difficult. I get that. Very difficult, too. Epping crowd getting into it here. No wonder these young men have come out on fire today. Making a statement, really, so far with 4 innings left.
Yep.
With 3 innings left here after this. So
got a sub here. Gallant is going to head out.
Yeah.
New runner at first base for Epping is Trevor DeCourcy.
But still will be able to stay in and pitch.
DeCourcy is a senior. Chase Kukech, the freshman, set to stand in.
I think that's a great rule, Nick, that they implemented years ago. That it allows you to get more players into the game participating.
Right.
But yet, not have to take your starting pitcher out.
Meanwhile, Putnam had a word with his battery mate Williams. Home plate umpire Rich Lucciarelli making sure everybody's set, and we are here. Still only 1 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner goes. It's a hit and run. It's a 2, a 3 bouncer to second. A routine throw for Owen Bixby for out number 2. DeCourcy advances to second and is now in scoring position.
So the second half of the order, putting some stuff on the board here, and that
was one of your keys.
Yep. Very indicative of.
Meanwhile, another at-bat for Williams Ciriello, the number 8 hitter, who was 1 for 2 with a run scored. This one upstairs.
Yeah, every time he comes over with that over-the-top fastball there, it tends to sail on him a little bit. Looks like he's just kind of falling away, releasing the ball just a little bit early, and it's just riding high. He did a little better with that one.
Fastball inside.
But inside.
Epping threatening to add more damage with 2 down here in the 4th. Woodsville hoping to get to the 5th with the gap where it is. Fastball in for a strike is Putnam. Able to hit his location there over the outside corner. Now the pitch from Putnam is
a good pitch.
Pop back foul into the dugout. Well, Epping has scored runs in now every inning.
Mm-hmm.
1 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 more in the third, and 1 so far here in the bottom of the 4th. They knocked out Woodsville starter Landon Kingsbury with 2 down in the 3rd. Ciriello hoping to extend the rally.
He wanted to give it to him just a little bit outside.
And they're going to appeal, and the first base umpire, Michael Bounds, says he went.
They're on it.
2 strikeouts in the inning for the reliever Jacob Putnam, but more damage as Epping brings a runner across. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 left stranded. After 4, 8-0 Blue Devils. Epping looking good as we head to the 5th. You are watching the 2025 NHIAA Baseball Division IV State Championship game. Here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, we're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you as we move to the top of the 5th inning. Epping, the top seed in this Division IV tournament, looking like it. So far, they have ridden on the wings of Nathan Gallant, the hard-throwing right-hander who has been excellent through 4 innings.
He's done it all. His location is good. He hides the ball extremely well. And, he's all around the plate. Very little bit of wild stuff.
And he's got 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, and it's
to
just
his
no
credit.
wonder why.
Meanwhile, you got to look at Colby Heath, new hitter here, operating out of the number 9 spot for Woodsville, as he takes over for Vinny Cataldo in left field.
Mm-hmm. Nice pitch. Wow.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11.
His location is just it's getting better. It's always been good since the beginning, but it's even getting better. Watch the location of this pitch, folks. This makes it so difficult for running. Hides the ball well. Oh, we got the. Unfortunately, we had that over. That's too bad. I was getting all excited, but you see the results.
Well, what'd you say?
We're going to do it again here. Hopefully, we'll get it here.
What'd you say earlier, Steve? Putting on a clinic.
A clinic.
I'd say that's appropriate.
Look at the location of that pitch, outside of the plate, actually off the plate by the time it's in the catcher's glove. It's lethal. It's extremely hard to hit.
Meanwhile, we go back to the top of the engineer order, Ryan Walker, who is one.
Oh, nice play.
Stop on the dive. That's Grayson Davis,
What
and
a
his
play.
throw is in time.
Wow.
Getting down and dirty with a head-first stop there, just behind the bag at second, and a brilliant throw to get Walker by a foot.
No nonchalant stuff with an 8-0 lead. With an 8-0 lead, no nonchalant stuff. It's all focus until the last bit. These guys are trained well. They got a great spirit. Look at that effort. You've got to be zoned in to make that play. And with an 8-0 lead, they're taking nothing for granted. Sign of a good team. Look at that. Dropping.
Meanwhile, Jacob Putnam, the number 2 hitter, 1 for 2 with a single. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th inning. This fastball a bit high. Again, Epping, the top seed, only 1 loss. That came back in the month of April. Check swing.
Who was that against, Nick? That's way early.
It was very early. And they have not really looked back since.
No.
They have been challenged in this tournament. A 3-2 win in round 1, a scare against Wilton.
Yep.
No problem with Newt, 8-1, and then a low-scoring affair in the semifinals against Gorham. That was a 3-1 final.
You almost expect that, though. Gorham is a solid program. They've been around obviously for a long time. Got a good history in baseball.
Another strike here that's got the Blue Devil fans excited. By the way, to answer your question, they fell to Portsmouth Christian 13-10 back on April the 18th. That was their only loss. Back deep, making the overhand grab is Ciriello. It's another 1-2-3 inning.
Hit it well.
For Nathan Gallant.
Hit it well.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Epping still a commanding lead on the board of 8-0.
One thing I do notice, the last inning and a half, I've seen a progression of the ball starting to pop off the bat a little bit more. It's more than just guys sitting on the ball. It's just things are drying out, I think, a little bit. And
sun's out here.
Yeah,
temperature in the lower 60s. Much better than yesterday when this game was rained out, essentially, postponed to today. We did get 3 of the scheduled 4 championship games off the ground.
Yep.
And, of course, you can check out the archive on both our website, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, on our YouTube channel, I should say, FNL NH Media on YouTube, and, of course, for those subscribed and watching live on NFHSnetwork.com. But, again, congratulations to yesterday's winners. Exeter in Division 1, Souhegan in Division 2, and, as you mentioned, another battle in Division 3 that was won by Monadnock.
Yep. Monadnock, talking yesterday, if there was ever any wonder about being a dynasty last year, I think this year just lays that to rest, and there's no question about that. One of the things that I will mention is Winnicott, you haven't seen the last of them.
No.
They're young, and they're talented, and they're well coached. Aaron just did a great job with them, and they've got the pieces in place, looks like, for the next 2 years anyway. Their sophomore class is just outstanding, and they hung tough against the Blue Hawks. Blue Hawks, very senior group, and it showed yesterday. Their experience and the coaching that those guys are getting on both of those teams is fantastic. But Winnicott will be, if they're not in the mix right down to the wire next year, I'd be very shocked.
Yeah, you mentioned their manager / head coach / athletic director, Aaron Aboud. He was a great baseball player in his own right back in the day as well.
Yep. And both coaches managed that Division I game extremely. All the coaches did yesterday, really. 3 tight games, 3 battles. Made for an interesting, enjoyable day.
Here's the DH, the number 9 hitter, Jack Vigliotti, leading things off here for Epping. The Blue Devils have scored in each inning so far. This one fanned over to third base. Roy, a step, play. A throw across the diamond in time for out number 1. Vigliotti now 0 for 3. We head back to the top of the order for Nolan Schmall, who was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Drove in a run back in the 3rd inning his last time up.
Getting some good views here. Nice play.
Meanwhile, a curve outside in the dirt to open the count at 1-0. Second inning of relief work for Jacob Putnam, who began the day at short. This one, a fly ball. Calling for it is Ilsley. Looks up and makes an easy catch for out number 2.
I think you need to correct something I said earlier. I said Schmid. It's Schimmel. I said that earlier in the game.
I did not catch that.
I did. So as a parent.
Who are you talking about, Schmall?
Schmall, yeah.
Not Schimmel, Schmall. SCHMAL.
Schmall.
Right.
I still got it wrong. And just so you know, the reason I did is because I'm trying to read the penmanship here.
The handwriting,
and the handwriting's is pretty tough.
Yep.
But still didn't have it right. But I do now. Schmall.
Yes, he's been outstanding. By the way, doing a lot of the unheralded catching work defensively.
Doing a great job.
Meanwhile, this one, a little outside. Logan Abbott has been busy today, Steve. 2 hits, 2 stolen bases, 3 RBI to go with a run score.
Yeah.
And he's going to draw a walk here as well. 2-out walk. As the Blue Devils threaten to add to this already impressive 8-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now Grayson Davis, the number 3 hitter. He's got a hit to his credit, a double, a run scored. He's 1 for 3. Struck out his last time up to end the 3rd inning.
Boy, they just keep doing that's going to go over his head.
Yep. Into shallow center. It's another stolen base. And that's now 6 collectively for the Blue Devils.
Yep.
And the 3rd today for Logan Abbott.
Yeah, nice play out there by Ryan Walker at center field to come in back up. He's been busy today.
Yep. It's
nice
a fastball right down the alley. Taken by Davis for a strike.
The breeze now going straight right to left. I've seen it out. I've seen it in. I haven't seen it right. I haven't seen it left to right yet, but it's really been moving around.
I was about to say, it's changed directions.
Yep.
Swing. Lightly hit ground ball to his left is Bixby from second. A short throw to first will end the inning. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left, and we've played 5 complete here in Manchester. Epping out in front with a big 8-0 lead. Woodsville hoping for a late rally. 6th inning on the other side. You were watching the 2025 NHIAA Baseball Division IV State Championship here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Well, the hour starting to grow late for Woodsville as they trail big here. 8-0 Epping. Engineers down to their final 6 outs as we get set for the top of the 6th inning. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's been quite a ride for the Blue Devils. They have allowed their horse, Nathan Gallant, to perhaps turn in one of his better performances, if not the best, of the season so far. He has been outstanding.
Yes. Well, there's two things.
With 11 strikeouts.
Two things, Nick, in when you look at the mound and the plate and all the action that goes on there as he throws by another great pitch. Is the batter making the lineup making the pitcher off balance, or is the pitcher making the batters off balance? And clearly today, with Gallant, he's in true form, and the batting order has been really out of balance. Never really, he's making them. There's a sense of, if you will, of worry when they're at the plate of where is he going to pitch it next? Have I got to reach? Is he going to come inside? Is he going to put it away in the dirt? Is he going to throw a high heater? I mean, he's had them off balance the whole day.
He's kept them guessing.
Yes.
And he's also overpowered some of these hitters as well. 12 strikeouts. The main ingredient has been that fastball.
And 75% of his first pitches have been strikes, and they've been strikes on the outside high end of the plate. Very difficult to hit.
He's out in front of Bryce Williams, 0-2.
And up on the pitch count.
Williams has struck out twice so far.
Getting that first pitch, getting that first strike against batters is just is critical part of any kind of a starter that wants to go a long distance, because when you get ahead, it cuts down your pitching account in a huge way.
Pop up.
That's going to be close, but I think it's going to be in the net. Nope, it's going to drop. Catchable ball.
Just behind the third baseman, Seth LeCoyer, in foul ground, so the at-bat for Williams will continue.
Yeah, wind has completely changed again now. Now it's kind of lightly coming in towards the plate. It's just rolling around everywhere.
Epping got off to a pretty hot start offensively as well, with a run in the first inning. Then the big inning was the second. 4 runs scored. 3 errors for Woodsville.
Nice pitch.
Did not help their cause. Meanwhile, this one, breaking ball watched over the outside edge. Williams goes down for the 3rd time, and that is strikeout number 13 for Gallant.
Good luck trying to hit that ball. Watch this ball sail across the strike zone. Stops him right there. See him? The batter just sits there and says, there's no way that thing's up high, and then they see it coming down. They can't pull the trigger. What a great pitch.
Meanwhile, Ethan Fenn, starting second baseman, and the right-handed hitter, number 5 hitter in the order.
Yeah, he's
takes a look at a strike there down the middle.
Makes it look easy, doesn't he?
He's rolling. Again, Gallant committed to the NCAA level, and he'll continue his baseball career next year at New England College, as we highlighted.
And his defense has been there for him today. When they needed him the most, they've been sharp.
No errors for Epping.
No errors for Epping. Very solid D.
Swing a bit out of the zone. Again, the Blue Devils seeking their first state championship since 1992. It's only their 3rd state championship appearance. They were runners-up in 1985 as well. And we talked about Woodsville. Several titles in both the 1960s and 1970s, but it's their first trip to the finale since 1977 when they won it all. Popped up and foul again. This one sails over the roof. 2 strikes against Fenn.
I was pitching as a freshman in high school in 1977.
Trying to strike out the side. Instead, he'll field it. Back at the mound. Easy toss to first, and another 1-2-3 inning.
Mowing him down.
Well, he surrendered 4 hits, 13 strikeouts, but most importantly has kept Woodsville off the board.
Yeah, and he's as strong now as he was in the first, second, and third inning. I'd be shocked if he doesn't come out and finish the game. They may bring in a reliever with an 8-0 lead. I don't know, but
Probably deserves to go the distance.
I was just going to say, I think he deserves to finish the game. And it's going to take a remarkable comeback for Woodsville at this point.
Well, we'll turn our eyes to Gabe Roy, who is set to lead things off for the Engineers. Roy, the number 6 hitter, 6, 7, and 8 do. Caleb Ilsley and Justin Hutchins will follow Roy. And again, Woodsville has collectively come up with 4 hits, 2 of those from Roy and Hutchins.
How many earned runs has Putnam let in? I only think 1, isn't it? He let in 3 runs. It was 5-0 when he came in, correct?
No. I think it was 7-0.
7-0 when he came in. So
yes.
And is that 1 run? Is that earned, though?
Depends on how you want to score it. But I think.
Well, I'll let you score it. How's that?
Okay, if it's up to me, then yes, it was earned.
Yeah, okay.
So only 1 earned.
All right.
Yeah, he's looked good. We saw Kingsbury, the starter, work his way into the 3rd inning, was removed with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Ethan Fenn came in only for a third of an inning, and then it's been Jacob Putnam ever since. Meanwhile, the cleanup hitter, Follansby, lifts this to shallow right, and that's a base hit to begin the bottom of the 6th inning.
So let's give this guy credit where credit's due. He's done a good job for the Engineers since he's come in.
Yeah. And again, I spoke off air with Coach Cox before the game, and he said he really could have gone either way.
Either way, yeah.
With either Kingsbury or Putnam, but preferred to have Putnam in there in the hole at shortstop defensively.
Yep. Yeah, you can see that.
And again, certainly not all of this falls on Kingsbury either.
It does not.
Several innings early on helped Epping to build this lead.
There's no question. Nice throw.
Runner goes. It's close, but not in time. If his first slide is going to work out for Follansby.
If we get a view there, you're going to see the lead that he had. His back foot was literally straddled on the edge of the arc there. Look at where he is. He's all the way down the line. That shows you what kind of lead he had.
Pop up just behind the bag at second. Ooh. Calling for it is Bixby. Makes the play despite his converging teammate from short. So LeCoyer is retired after swinging at the first pitch he sees. And that makes way for Gallant, who's back in here. Remember, he was replaced on the base paths last inning.
This young man who can hit as well as pitch.
They're going to give him a free pass.
Yeah, don't blame him for that.
Couple of boos coming from these Epping fans. So intentional walk.
He's had some production today.
Follansby stays at second, Gallant at first, only 1 out. As Epping threatens to add to this lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Chase Kucic standing in. He's 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a stolen base. Speaking of stolen bases, how about 7 collectively for Epping?
I was going to say at least a half a dozen. I was going to say doesn't surprise me at 7 at all.
No.
And the jumps that they've been allowed to get, the leads and the jump that they've been allowed to get.
And they've taken off early in the count more often than not, usually the first pitch. The pitch too high from Putnam. As the count opens up at 1-0 to Kucic. Kucic has one of those steals. Scored runs in the 2nd and 3rd inning. Swiped the bag in the 3rd. He grounded out to second his last time up. Back in the 4th inning. This one's a fastball unchallenged right down the middle.
One thing that you don't see at all levels of baseball anymore, or very seldom. Ooh, look at this one. This is going to be a tough one here.
Tapped in front of the shortstop. Kingsbury has no throw. Follansby to third, and now the bases are loaded.
Yeah, that's tough for a pitcher. You got a little dinker like that, and I don't know if it went off the end of the bat or just off what it went off. But I was saying earlier, when I was a kid, you used to see stealing third often. The Tommy Harpers of the world, and go on with you don't see it very often.
William Ciriello is the batter. Looks at strike. Nope, ball one. Too far inside and low.
What do you think that is, Nick? There's no question. I mean, you used to see stealing third on a regular basis. Wow.
Look at this. Little brushback pitch.
Yeah. Well, he's right over the plate.
Yep. Showing a bunt there.
Yeah.
Woodsville on high alert. They've got all four of their infielders up on the grass. Well, I'll tell you one person who's not afraid to steal third. That's Epping head coach Josh Martin.
Yes.
He's had his guys steal home here. We've seen double steals.
That's part of why they're 8-0, though. You got to give them credit.
Absolutely.
Going to go for it. Don't leave anything left on any cards on the table.
And nobody's been thrown out.
Well, the reason I think you don't see third is I think the coverage patterns of the second base and shortstop today, there's much more emphasis on keeping that guy close.
This one popped up by Ciriello. Again, it's behind second base. This time it's Ryan Walker who comes up to make the catch from center field and is 2 away.
Wow. I don't know why you throw that ball into home plate. You just run it in the middle of the infield and let the pitcher get it. That ball goes by. There's another run scored.
Right. Seemed like everyone was tagging as well. So
yes.
Now we go to the number 9 hitter, the DH, Jack Vigliotti. He's the only one who hasn't been in on the hit parade here for Epping. 0 for 3. A strikeout, a pop-out, and a ground-out. And this time it's hit to right and a diving grab made.
3 runners left on.
Yep. As Caleb Inslee brings the 6th inning to an end.
Well, that young man, Putnam, you got to give the kid credit. He's done a good job coming in and trying to stabilize this thing. I didn't realize. I thought it was 5.
Nope.
But you're right. Those runs were charged before he came in.
Right.
And
so that'll bring us to the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for Woodsville. Epping hoping to celebrate in 3 more outs when we come back. You are watching the 2025 NHIAA Boys Baseball Division IV State Championship right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, Epping head coach Josh Martin is going to let his stallion finish the game here.
Right thing to do there. Boy.
Nathan Gallen has been outstanding. Gabe Roy, Caleb Ilsley, Justin Hitchens is the order here.
It's got sneaky velocity. You know, when it leaves his hand, it gets to the plate, gets to the catcher's glove quickly so many times. He's got a nasty curve.
He's worked that fastball as well as another curve, and that one a little low and inside for a ball.
It looked pretty good.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Epping, it jumped out in front early. 4 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. They knocked out the opposing starter, Kingsbury, in the 3rd.
Ring him up.
And that is strikeout number 14 as Roy swings and misses.
Now this Woodsville team has been a good baseball team all year.
Yes.
Cannot forget what he's done.
Well, speaking of Woodsville, an 11-5 regular season record, good enough for the number 6 seed. Postseason wins over Portsmouth Christian, Newmarket, and Concord Christian. And they're in the state championship for the first time since 1977. Yep. For Epping, they're looking to capture their 2nd crown in school history. They last did it back in 1992. Started the season 2-0. Suffered their first and only loss back in mid-April and have been rolling ever since, arriving today winners of 16 straight. Hoping to capitalize after tournament wins already over Wilton, Newt, and Gorham. One out here. And Caleb Ilsley can't catch up with that one. A swing and a miss. Ilsley looking for his first hit after striking out twice. Swing and a miss. And you guessed it. Another strikeout. That's 15 now, Steve. And well, the Engineers are down to their final out.
Yep.
The Epping fans can taste it. The Blue Devils supporters down behind the third base dugout, starting to bang the drums a bit as they get ready to celebrate.
Just quiet confidence in this young man. He doesn't get rattled.
He's taking a business-like approach. Swing and a miss. Justin Hutchins, the number 8 hitter, has one of the 4 Woodsville hits. Great movement there. Hits his spot, outer half.
This is a clinic.
0-2.
This is a pitching clinic now. They're all fan bases, all up, standing up on the Epping side. And, boy, if there's ever a well-deserved, for the whole team, but specifically.
Swing, pop up.
It's going to do it.
At second is Davis. And in 2025, the Epping Blue Devils are your state champions. Only one loss during the regular season. They ride their horse to the finish line.
Yes,
Nathan
they do.
Gallant with a 15 strikeout performance in the championship. Epping is going to defeat Woodsville by a score of 8-0.
I want to throw a little extra into that, and the catching job.
Yeah.
That Kulish, is it Kulesh?
Nolan Schmall, the catcher.
I'm sorry, number 2 position. I was looking at the number. It's Schmall. Boy, at least I'm trying, Mr. and Mrs. Schmall, I'll tell you. This kid did an outstanding job at catcher. He knows his pitcher, the way that he framed all through the game. Not one pass ball that I saw the whole game.
Right.
And this battery deserves a tremendous amount of credit. It is Gallant at the end of the day that's doing the pitching. But the work that Schmall did with him and for him with these batters was just outstanding. This is really something to see. Woodsville, remember, they're at the championship game. They just faced an opponent, and specifically a pitcher-catcher battery, that was just at a different level of the whole weekend. This guy, New England College, has got one good pitcher, and he's strong as an ox. He's big and strong enough to be able to handle the college level. And what a terrific performance by Epping. I give the coaches, they came out aggressive. To your point, Nick, earlier, they came out aggressive right off. And one of the keys that we talked about the game, the second half of the order did a terrific job of advancing these innings, keeping them going and getting some runs across. But 8-0 against Woodsville, that's quite a feat. Kenny Harrelson said it best, the old Hawk, way back, former announcer and player for the Red Sox, said, the end of the day, it's pitching, pitching, pitching.
Right.
And in most cases with championships and teams that are successful and win with the kind of numbers and season that Epping had is because of good pitching, and they have it, and any team has got to in order to go all the way. I've seen good pitching all weekend, quite frankly. A couple sophomores that are going to rock us in the next couple of years.
So Epping, they join the winner's circle for the first time since 1992. Congratulations again to the Blue Devils. And also to Exeter in Division 1,
yes.
Salhegan in D2, and Monadnock does it again in Division 3. We are focusing now our attention down to the field for the trophy ceremony. Woodsville, they're going to be honored as well with the runner-up medals. And again, let's not lose sight of what Coach Brent Cox was able to accomplish this season. A trip to the championship for the first time in 48 seasons. The Engineers with 11 regular season wins, an 11-5 record. They boost their overall win total up to 14 with the 3 tournament wins over Portsmouth Christian, Newmarket, and Concord Christian. And again, a lot of this team coming back next season, so the future is bright for Woodsville.
Yeah, let's also not forget the officiating this weekend that we saw. You had 4 games. There's a lot of room for error.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, these officiating crews have been absolutely stellar. They've managed these games not just as their technical capability, but just their overall personalities and their interaction with these young students. It's just been fab. I've been watching all the little things going on. They love what they do. So anybody who wants to be involved with a great officiating staff, call the NHIAA, tell you, I understand baseball, I know baseball, I want to become an official, can you help me? They'll be more than happy to do that. And Jeff Kleiner does a phenomenal job, and we're proud of them, and they should be proud of themselves for the work they did. Without them, where would we be?
Nathan Gallen is the winning pitcher today. 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks. No, he had 1 walk. Issued 1 walk. And again, the key number, 15 strikeouts in his final game in an Epping uniform. He's again going to pitch for New England College next season. The loss was caught by Landon Kingsbury, who concludes a great season in his own right, but only 2 2/3 innings of work, 8 hits, 7 runs surrendered, but not all of those were earned. Ethan Fenn and Jacob Putnam came in to try to steady the ship, but by then, too little, too late. Epping, they score 8 runs on 12 hits, no errors. They leave 9 men on base as well, so it could have been an even greater gap. Woodsville, no runs on 4 hits, 3 errors with 5 left on base.
Yeah, just a terrific performance across the board. I've been hearing about midway through the season, listening and reading and looking at that Epping was everything of what they've been saying. Now to see them myself in a game, and this is a whole team. I spoke heavily about the pitcher and catcher, but this team as a whole is a talented group, and they play together extremely well, and well coached right across the board. Congratulations to Woodsville too. It's a tough day today, 8-0. Nobody likes that. They're competitors as well, but they're here today and representing the North Country, very, very well. Seems like an awful good group of guys too.
Yeah.
Couple of class teams.
All right, Steve, before we say goodbye, your final thoughts, not just on this one, but on the entire weekend.
Said it the end of yesterday, the quality of the baseball players in this state are outstanding. The pitching that I'm seeing continually come through, it's just a tradition here that just keeps on going on, and the future's very bright. But baseball in New Hampshire is there's a reason why so many of these kids are recruited into colleges, and real good baseball colleges as well. And it just speaks to the coaching, the whole baseball community, the Little League programs that support and build these players before they get at the high school level, the middle school programs, all of it just speaks to why there's so many of these. We just saw some good quality baseball this weekend. And it's because of all those factors. So it was a joy to do this. Great to have you back with me, Nick.
Yeah.
Look forward to a great football season coming ahead and continuing to work with NFHS Network. Very proud of our staff of John. I know you'll talk about John, Ben, and Kat, and Roger, and Matt, and Ben yesterday, Ben Alter. Just a great experience to work with them. Been a great weekend.
Built up a pretty good team here for sure at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Want to thank the folks here at Delta Dental Stadium as well for working with us behind the scenes in advance, getting us set for this weekend. We appreciate the help there. Of course, our friends at the NHIAA, which includes President Jeff Collins and his right-hand man, Dave Rozenek, who's down there on the field today. Our friends in the media, Alex Hall, helping us get ready from the union leader. And, of course, all the athletic directors and coaches who have worked with us behind the scenes as well.
Dave Blanchard and Don Boyle as well. I know you'll talk about them.
Yep, big part of our partnership with the NFHS. We appreciate Don and his staff, of course, as well. And you alluded to our friends and family at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. John Barron back in the fold this weekend. Glad to have him out there in center field. Matt Beals, he's used to the trench work. He was down there in the dugout, first base side again. And, of course, the whole thing orchestrated flawlessly by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. For my partner and executive producer, Steve Beals, my name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time. Epping 8, Woodsville nothing. This has been a presentation of the 2025 NHIAA Baseball Division IV State Championship game. Right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasted in conjunction with the NFHS Network.